Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. Have you ever been cruising through Amazon and you see Nedfoss knives and you're like, I wonder if that's a cool knife? Well, we have one right here we're going to check out. And we are going to buzz through the aesthetics, fit, finish, action, ergos, and then we're going to take it apart and disassemble it, see what it looks like on the inside, and that's all going to start right now. I was contacted by Nedfoss Knives and they're like, hey, you want to check this big one out? I was like, yeah, well, that's not what they said, but that's... That's my version of it. And by the way, I have a little twist you guys are going to be interested in here in just a couple minutes. A little something very interesting. I don't believe in coincidences, but it's quite a coincidence. Are you ready to see this? Oh my goodness. There it is, the Nedfoss 4-inch folding knife. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Whoa, it is substantial. All right, let's go from one end down to the other. You can see already it says Nedfoss on it, all one word. And then here's a little bit of texture vision for you. As far as the feel, from 0 to 10, I would give it about a 0 to 1. It has zero texture whatsoever. It's slick to the touch. It does look really cool though. It has a nice design, nice, the way the G10's cut. Have the bolster look going on right there. And going all the way around, we have a pocket clip. It is not reversible. It is not deep carry, so you have a little bit of room. This is definitely going to be a heavy-duty, heavy-use knife. This is not going to be like, well, depending on who you are. I don't know if this is going to be like an EDC lightweight knife that you put in your basketball shorts. I guarantee you. Or unless you wear a belt on your basketball shorts. But that's going to be easy to get it out. It has really solid liners going all the way around, checking out some of the aesthetics and the finish. You can see where it's put together here. A little bit of gap there. I mean, this knife is like $29, so, I'm going to be $29, as far as nitpicky goes. I mean, I'm only going to be $29 nitpicky. We are dead centered right in the middle. Are you ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Ho, ho, ho. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Wow, she's a big mamba jamba. This is a substantial knife, without a doubt. Big old 4-inch blade going on. Woo, mama. I tell you what, I'm going to turn the light down. It's very shiny. Oh, so shiny. And speaking of shiny, let's check out the finish. It has really good look. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, a little bit of hollow grind action. Just a little bit. It doesn't have much room. You can see the thickness of the blade stock. You only have this much room for it to get down to an edge. We'll see what the specs are when I do the specs in less than 60 seconds here in a minute. Really cool looking big old swedge on the top, kind of gives it that spear point look. I guess you would call this between a spear point and a drop point. It's a little bit of both. Pretty nice looking poon going on there. And we'll check out the ergos here just a second. And your grind looks like it's a little high right here, then it goes all the way down. We'll see how sharp it is. Looks pretty even, doesn't look too shabby. And then as far as sharpening choil, looks like they kind of started going up the what you have there of it. And there's your plunge grind, kind of ends right where the sharpening starts. And the finish isn't too bad. This is definitely going to be a fingerprinting knife. Going down, let's see, we have T8s for the pivot, T6 for the body screws. And there's your lanyard hole. And this side, now one thing I just thought about, there is no branding other than the Nedfoss up here. There's no guess as to the branding. But I have a little something I'm going to tell you all about this here in a minute. See how this factory grind is right out of the box. Okay, not too bad. It grabbed a little bit there. Grabbed again. So we're good all through here. Look, a little bit of grabby. Okay, not too bad. Not too shabby. I've seen better and I've seen worse. I am curious how much this chonker weighs because it has some serious weightage going on. It feels, this feels like one that you can definitely use to hack away, like a limb or something, if you take it camping or something of that nature. I'm going to go with, it's above my normal range. I'm going to go with 8 ounces. And it is. Oh! 7.995. That's 8 ounces. That's 8 ounces. Give me some credit here. That's awesome. I told you it was a substantial knife. All right, you ready for specs in less than 60 seconds? Let's go. Your total length from tip to tip is 9.31 inches. You have a drop point blade with D2 blade steel and satin finish. Your total blade length, 4.02 inches. Your sharpen length, 3.86 inches. Blade width, 1.10 inches at the poon. Your blade stock thickness is 156 thousandths of an inch. Behind the inch, it averaged around 23 thousandths of an inch. Your handle material is G10 with some stainless steel. Your close length 5.28 inches from tip to tip. Your handle width 0.96 inches. Close width 1.21 inches. Your handle thickness 0.68 inches. You have a flipper for opening. You have cage ball bearings. It's a liner lock. Right side tip up only carry, and it has T8 the pivot and T6 body screws. This is the Nedfoss 4-inch folding knife. A little more the fit and finish as far as left and right, no blade plate. Up and down, it feels like a fixed blade. It really does. It's that solid. What's our lockup look like? Lockup is just a hair past 50%, and we are definitely centered. And our pocket clip feels strong. How does it feel like going in and out of the pocket? Oh, okay. So it's actually very smooth going in and out of the pocket. There's no issues with that. You're not going to have anything getting in the way. There's no screws underneath there. No mushrooms growing in the shade. And then it does come with this. It comes with this nice, nice case. It's kind of a sturdy case to put it in your belt. That would probably be a preferred method unless you have some strong jeans on with the belt. Do some quick size comparisons so you can get a good idea how big or small this knife is. You already know it's not small. It's not small. Hey, watch it. Here's the Spyderco Tenacious and the Civivi Praxis. So I'm going to pull some out here that a lot of people have. Look at that. Yeah, it's not tiny. And how about the Ontario Rat #1 and one of my faves, whoosh, the KIZER Roach. You know I love me some Roach. And I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, no matter what part of the time of the day it is for you. Here's the KIZER Towser K and the KIZER Beglighter XL. I brought out the XL. Look at that. It's bigger than the XL. I would probably have to bring out my grandpa's big case knife to beat this one. Oh my goodness. Let's try this one. It's the 6-leaf SL08. And, whoo, boy, that is pretty close. Just for size compare. Oh, nope. It has it beat just by a hair. Oh my goodness. How about this baby? Ka-ching! The Corvette XL. You know, the Corvette XL looks like a big knife, but lengthwise, no. Widthwise, oh yeah, it's beefy. Let's check out the action and the ergos. And if you're enjoying my content and you like if you like knife content, if you like a knife for content, if you like my content, give me a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it, or thumb sideways, whatever. All right, let's see. Give it the push button. Yeah. Hoo-yah! You can kind of give it the push button, and whoo, boy, she's solid. There's your light switch, and it's tight. No comment. It's yeah, it's definitely, it's not quite. You don't have to use two hands, but it is it's not messing around. This is not your little fidget flipper knife. This is not going to be a fidget knife. I can tell you that now. It comes out with authority. And something I'm noticing, it does have plenty of pass-through. This dude right here is just a tad on the sharp side. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of flipping. It's definitely not going to be a lot of flipping, because pushing in, you're going to get that little dent going on in your finger in no amount of time. So I don't know that I would call that a nitpick, because this isn't one you're getting in and out, in and out, in and out of your pocket. When you get this out, you're going to be doing some serious work with it. And when you go to close it, you just close it. It's going to work. As far as ergos, my hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger, 7.25. And how we looking? Oh yeah, all day long. It's super comfortable. However, I'm definitely noticing something that's worth noting on the inside of the liners right here. It's kind of sharp. Just on this side and on the outside, all along the inside. Like, if it wouldn't hurt to get a what do you call it, like a 600 grit stone, and just kind of go whoosh, 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 maybe once or twice on the inside of there, and the same on this side. It's kind of sharp, but holding it like this, holding it regular, other than feeling it right there, it's not that bad. It's a minor thing. Give it the old bee squeeze. Oh yeah, it is. It's not going anywhere in the hand. It's super solid. I mean, this is a serious heavy duty work knife. If you want to carry a knife with substantializability. Okay, spell that for me. But you're definitely going to be set with that. You know what? Let's go ahead and take it apart real quick, or see if we can, and then we'll come back for final thoughts. Before we do, I almost forgot, and I looked over here, I was like, oh yeah, the coincidence. So it just so happens that a channel member sent in a knife that they saw on Amazon and said, hey, would you want to give this away? I was like, oh yeah, we're giving away a knife to someone. People don't mind at all. By all means, we'll give it away. So they sent this knife, which is the Itokey, Itokey, and I'm just going to show it to you real quick. This knife comes with a little bottle of anti-rust oil, and it comes with a some type of ceramic stone, and then it comes with the same case. And then, oddly enough, would you look at this Itokey, Itokey, I looked it up, and isn't that something? It looks just like the Nedfoss. I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to take it out and do a quick comparison to see if it's the exact same knife, or I'm guessing it's probably a rebrand. But just looking well, there's a little difference right there. If you look right up here, that has a piece missing on the Itokey, and it's kind of separated. This one doesn't, which I kind of find it odd that on this side it's solid, and on this side it kind of goes up to here. And on this side, it goes up even farther. That's a little different. You know, it does have subtle differences. It's almost like the Nedfoss is an improved Itokey. And I know I'm holding it the wrong way. Let me do this real quick, and we'll just go through it. So the Nedfoss is more chamfered, a little softer right here. It's almost like the fit and finish was improved from the Itokey, because this one has a little sharper edges. The Itokey, the inside edges, they're exactly the same, kind of on the sharp side. It wouldn't hurt them to be softened up a little bit. Everything else seems to look the same. On the inside, we have, okay, so here's another difference. On the inside of the Nedfoss, there's a big spot right there where they milled it out. And on the inside of the Itokey, it has smaller holes. And then that side, they have smaller holes. And on that side, there's a big hole of the Nedfoss. So they are different. It's just not substantial differences. You can tell it's the same design, just with just a little bit of change here and there. But I thought it was, I was like, wow, that is such a coincidence that I have that. And, feeling the Nedfoss and then feeling the Itokey, they feel pretty much identical. I would just say that this one has a little more work on the fit and finish. So I thought that was an interesting thing to show you. This one, the Nedfoss, is $29, and this one here I think is like $4 cheaper. But, I would always go for a little bit better fit and finish myself as far as the feel. Oh, and by the way, here's something else. I just felt that when I was closing it. So this one doesn't have any, it doesn't hardly have any detent. And something else to note about the Itokey, on the inside right here is very sharp. Look at that. It's taking off fingernail. So, yeah, if I had the choice, just knowing what I just saw, I would go with the Nedfoss, pay a couple dollars more to get that rather than get a free stone. So now let's disassemble the Nedfoss. All right, let's get in here and take this bad boy apart. And boy, this thing is super reflective. If it's hurting your eyes, well, sorry, there's not much I can do about it. Okay, let's get, let's get a T8, and we'll get a T6 going on here. You know what? There is okay, so it looks like you have to take it apart from this side. You don't have any option. Let's get the old T8 going and just get right to it. Is it going to come loose or is it spinning? Oh, there it comes. There it comes. It took it a second. Whew. I thought we might not be doing a disassembly there for a second. And there's your pivot. It was well chunkered in there. Hopefully we can get in the rest of this knife. If not, well, I've had that happen before. If not, then that's just the way the crookie cumbles. All right, here we go. We're moving and grooving. So I have a question. First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And second of all, have you been to Beez Blades live at the Hive? If you haven't, Friday nights at 8:15 to 11:15 p.m. All you Beez Bladers know, you guys know my routine. All right, is this going to spin? I really could go for this to not last all night. All right, so far so good. And let's keep these in line with, let's not drop and lose things. There's just a tad bit of thread locker on the end there. Not a whole lot. Yeah, keep it in line with my my train of thought, which tends to run off with me, runs down the tracks and leaves me behind. Definitely come and check out the live stream on Friday nights. So there's this side, not a lot to it. I have some alcohol on a rag here, just going to wipe it off. And all right, so what is holding everything together? Very, very interesting. All right, we'll figure this out together. I have the feeling I'm going to need a little wedgie poo in here. Let's do a little wedgie. We just need a little wedgie. Okay, yep, that's all I need. I just use this little plastic spudger. I have links to everything you see in this video, all the knives, all the equipment, the knife pivot lube I'm going to use. I have links to all that stuff in here. And there's the inside of this. I mean, it almost looks like it was like tack whatevered. So that is how this is connected. This bolster part is like, I don't know what the word would be, but it was definitely like zzz, 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 zzz. It's not coming off. It's a part of the whole deal. So I thought with that seam that it was going to come off. No, it's not going anywhere. So taking a look on the inside, it's a little rough compared to what we're used to seeing on the channel. That's a little rough. And coming off, it does have some, well, there's your pivot. Is the pivot D-shaped? No, I don't know what was keeping the pivot from spinning. Do we have a little notch? I think it was just pure luck. And look at all of that stuff right there. That is just dried thread lockers, all that is. And it has some steel ball bearings, and the bearings, they have faced in towards the blade. We'll take these off here. So, you know, this is, oh, I dropped my bearings. I can't get my bearings straight. This one is a little different than what I'm used to seeing on the channel. But, you know, there's some of the ones that I've seen on Amazon and I was curious about. And when I was offered to check this one out, I was like, well, yeah, because you know how many other people see a knife on Amazon and they want to go check it out. You know, that's what I do before I buy something. I always go to YouTube and check it out. So there's the inside. It looks like it's very roughly done. And whatever that is won't wipe off. It's just like a big hunk of steel with, you know, that's how they put this side on too. Was however I don't know if you call that tack welding or what you call that. It's probably why it looks so rough, but it's just like a chunk of metal. And there's your standoff, your barrel spacers. But that's, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. I guess we can put it back together after I clean this off and put a little looby-doob on there. See if the looby-doob helps. But, you know, oh yeah, the question I was going to ask you all, I got a little sidetracked when we got this knife apart. The last video or two, I had the peach on here. We were talking about peaches and what your favorite fruit is and the favorite thing you make with that fruit. Well, I just had something, and I'm curious how many other people have tried this. But you know something that I like as a treat? It's frozen grapes. Mrs. Beez doesn't like to chew cold stuff, so if I freeze grapes, I get them all to myself. But if you've never tried frozen grapes, I don't know what it does. It must do something to the sugars in the grape or something. It makes them super, super sweet, and they're really good, and they have this kind of like a slushy kind of crunch to them. And besides that, I like frozen fruit in general. So nothing is keeping this from spinning. So worst case scenario, if you went to take it apart, you would have to put a little pressure on the blade. And I don't know if I'm going to show you that today. I definitely have to use the old, wait a minute, I was getting ready to put KPL Heavy on there. I already put by the way, what I just put over here and about wiped off, that is KPL Heavy that I put on the detent ball. And now I have some KPL Original. KPL stands for Knife Pivot Lube. I have to remember we have new folks in here all the time. I'm just going to put a little bit of looby-doob on there. And then put our bearings back on. And did I put them on the right way, the right direction? Not that there's a right direction. Yes, I did. Just checking because I know that you guys watch it like a hawk. And what was I talking about? Frozen fruit. So I'm just going to put this dude back where he was. And then get our other bearings. And, you know, I don't remember. Did I? Or did I not? And just because it's kind of rough, I'm going to use just a little bit more. The KPL. Oh yeah, frozen fruit. I can't stay on track. I'm a little taken back. This is definitely a different words are hard. I wiped that off so I can redo it. This is definitely a different disassembly. I can't say that I've had a knife quite like this before. I've never seen one quite this way. And if you're regular to the channel, you'll know what I'm saying. Now, the question that's coming to my mind that I'm thinking about while I'm doing this is price point and what you get. Well, this is definitely, and I put those on that way, this is definitely a knife that you're going to be able to use hardcore. I mean, it feels really heavy duty. If you like to wear a knife on your belt, then you're going to be set. You're going to be set. And now if you get it grimy and get it really dirty, now you know how to take it apart and know what to expect, and you'll know how to clean it off. And that's part of the aim, part of the whole aim here. Let's get these dudes lined up. There we go. Are we all lining up where we're supposed to be? All right, feels like it's good and solid there. But that's part of the whole deal here, is so you'll know what it looks like on the inside, or you'll know how to clean it. Now, I'm not putting any more thread locker on it. I'm just showing you how to work it. I'm showing you how to work it. But you could put you could clean this out. You can get in there with the little doodads. I have links to these in the description. You can get a bunch of them for really cheap. But you can clean it out and just put a hair, just a tad little tiny bit on the pivot screw before you put it back in. And look at there, I've grabbed all my screws. Isn't that just super? Now I'm not going to know who goes where. That should be fun. That's all right. You know, we haven't had an unsmooth disassembly in a while. We'll see if I can screw it up. I'll give it my best shot. But I know there's a lot of new folks. And by the way, if you're driving right now and you're listening to me, just because you like hanging out with the Beez Hive, hello, I hope you're having a great day. I hope it is a fantastic day. And let's see, how many lengths of screws do we have? One screw is shorter than the other, so I'm going to bet that the shorter one goes up here. We'll see what happens. Because I know I saw on the inside, one of them looked like it was sticking out a little bit. Is it going to be that one? Looks like it's going in there. Maybe. Let's see. Yep, I think we're good with that one. We shall find out here in just a second. But if you're driving, I know a lot of folks drive and listen like I do. And it was cool when the last time I was disassembling, and I was just kind of doing like I am now, and I just talked to y'all. Somebody was like, "Hey, I was driving and listening when I had this video on Beez." I was like, "Oh, that is so cool. There's other people like me that just like to hear the endless drone of a familiar voice, you know, kind of like knife talk." And everything is going back in where it's supposed to go. And the short one did go up front. All right, so did I tighten it up? Oh, nope, it is not tight yet. Not tight yet. I was a little taken aback when we got it apart what the inside looked like, but I don't know that that's going to affect anything. That's just how things are put together. All right, a little bit tighter. Little bit tighter. No comment. All right, how about now? Almost. Boy, that's why this thing doesn't drop shut at all. You have to really, okay, now it's cranked down, it's tight. Are we centered? Yes, we're centered. Let's go to the big screen. And we're back. So the Nedfoss 4-inch folding knife. What do I think about it? Well, I know that since we've cleaned it, that it actually is considerably smoother. Yeah, it did make quite a difference. Cleaning it out, we got a little bit of gunk off of it, and it feels a lot smoother now. It's much more enjoyable. I don't know that it's a fidget knife, but, you know, I'm not having a whole lot of trouble fidgeting it. Now, as far as nitpicks, you know, I would say there's no sharpening choil. The pass-through, there's plenty of room for the pass-through. That's a good thing. It's a little sharp on the inside right here. And then on the inside of the liners, it's sharp all the way around. You know, that would be an easy fix. Get a little 600 grit stone, maybe one little zhwip, and then a zhwip, and then that would be taken care of. The ergos are phenomenal. They are really good. The only thing I'm feeling is the inside right here if I'm really gripping. But, I mean, if you have giant hands, this knife is still going to fit your hands. This would be a great one to throw in the back of the truck, throw in the tackle box, throw in the toolbox. Might actually make your tackle box a little heavy. But have on the workbench, or if you take with you camping, you know, this might actually be a good knife to put in one of these deals. A lot of people like to carry a knife in a case, and it comes with a pretty nice, pretty sturdy case. So in there, that would be, if I carried it and I wanted to carry this knife, that would be my personal preference for carrying it. All in all, do I think it's worth $29? You know, for the materials, for what you get, and for how much of a knife, size-wise, and how much steel is used, and how much is involved, I think you're probably pretty safe. You're in that, you know, you're in that $30 mark. Are there other knives for the same price that I personally would prefer? Yes, but you know, if you're somebody that wants a 4-inch blade, and look at that, big old poon. I like me a knife with some big poon. So if you like the larger knives and you want one you can put on your belt, I think this one would probably be a good bet. And if you go canoeing, you could always attach a line to it and use it as an anchor. Just kidding. But, you know, I'm curious, do you have any thoughts on it? And if you're just here to hang out at the Beez Hive, you don't even have to comment on the knife. Just say hello. Just say hello to everyone else. Tell me how your day's going, or tell me how your day's gonna go. And we're going to end here, but make sure you go watch this video right here. You're going to enjoy it. And in the meantime, I'll talk to you in the chats, see you in the live streams, and talk to you in the comments. And remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.